Alright guys, so I'm going to do 7.4 homework for you and explain what I'm doing. This is just to help you guys, so this might be choppy. This wasn't planned out. This is just me doing the homework and showing you guys how to do it. So, figures in each pair are similar. Compare the first figure to the second and give the ratio of the perimeters and the ratio of the areas. So what we know is that if this is a square, the perimeter is going to be, for this one, is going to be 8 inches all around, and the perimeter for this one, the one on the right, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, is 16, right? So the ratio of the perimeters would be 1 to 2. It would be the same thing if we just took one side, because that's what we had when we did 2 to 4. It's still 1 to 2. So really, I didn't even have to find that. And that is my ratio of the perimeters. So perimeter is 1 to 2. Now, the areas. If this is a square, it's 2 by 2, which makes this 4 square inches. If this is a square, this is 4 by 4, which would make this 16 square inches. 4 to 16 simplifies to be 1 to 4. Now, I could have made this way easier by just taking this ratio and squaring it. Take each number, 1, and square it, and I get 1. 2 squared. 1 squared is 1. 2 squared is 4. And that is the area ratio. 1 to 4. Perimeter ratio, 1 to 2. Area ratio is that squared, and that is it. Okay, so number 4. I'm just going to look at 15 to 25 and see what that simplifies to be. Divide them both by 5, and I get a ratio of 3 to 5. That is my perimeter ratio. Now, the easiest way to find the area ratio is square both of these numbers. Area ratio, 3 squared is 9, 5 squared is 25. So it should be 9 to 25. Check my answer key. And that's what we get. Okay, so the figures in each pair are similar. The area of one figure is given, find the area of the other figure to the nearest whole number. So I have the area of the smaller parallelogram is 6 inches squared. So I'm going to draw that in. Now I know that the perimeter's ratio is 3 to 6, which simplifies to be 1 to 2, right? When I square this, the area ratio would be 1 to 4. So if I have 6 for the smaller one, I multiply that by 4, and I get 24 square inches. Booyah. Okay, so area of the larger trapezoid is 121. Now, I'm going to look at the perimeter area ratio first. So 12 to 18 simplifies to be 2 to 3. Okay, now I say let's apply that to the ratio of the unknown area. But first we have to, when we're talking about areas, we have to square this. So 2 squared is 4, 3 squared is 9, so that would be the ratio of the areas. The ratio of the areas is 4 over 9. Set that equal to unknown x over 121. Cross multiply, 4 times 121. Equals 484. 9 times x is 9x. Divide by 9 on both sides. And you get a smaller area of 484 divided by 9, which would be 53.7. That would be square meters. Or if I wanted to, did I tell me to round up? Yeah, to the nearest whole number. So Let's round that up to 54. And if I go back to number 5, sorry about this. If I'm applying, I take my ratio of 1 to 4, and I set that equal to smaller area of 6 to big area of x. Cross multiply, 1 times x is x, 4 times 6 is 24. That's how I got 24 square inches. So every single time, find the ratio of the perimeters. In this case, it was 1 to 2. In this case, it was 2 to 3. Square it to get the ratio of the areas. Set that up as a fraction equal to the other areas, whatever is known. And in the first case, in number 5, it was 6. In the second case, 6, it was 121. And solve for the unknown. Okay. Area of the larger triangle is 105 square feet. Now, if I look at 16 to 12, that is equal to 4 to 3. And I need to square this to find the ratio of the areas, which would be 16 to 9. Okay, and now set this up as a fraction. 16 over 9 is going to be equal to the areas. Now I know the larger area, that's 105, but I don't know the smaller one, so I'll call that x. 16 times x is 16x. 9 times 105 is 945. Divide by 16 on both sides, and you're going to get x equals 59. And that would be square feet. Okay, so area of the smaller hexagon is 65. Looking at the ratio of the perimeters, we do 13 to 5. Can't simplify that, so we'll square it. 13 squared, 169. 5 squared is 25. So set that up as a fraction. Big over small. We don't know the big, so that's going to be our x over small, which would be 65. Cross multiply and divide. So we're going to do 25 times x is 25x. 65 times 169 is 10,985. Divide by 25, divide by 25, and you will get x equals 439.4, and that will just round back down to x equals 439 square meters. Find the similarity ratio and ratio of the perimeters for each pair of similar figures. 2 regular octagons with areas of 4 feet squared and 16 feet squared. So we're going backwards here. So octagons with area of 4 and 16. So the ratio would be 4 to 16 would simplify to be 1 to 4, right? Now, if we're going from the area ratio and we want to find the perimeter ratio, what we have to do is square root both of these. Square root of 1 is 1. Square root of 4 is 2. So we said that the area ratio was 1 to 4. Perimeter ratio was 1 to 2. Doing the same thing over here. Two triangles with areas of 75 and 12. Now I have 75 to 12. Both of these numbers are divisible by 3, so I'm going to do that. Both of these divide by 3. 75 divided by 3 is 25. And 12 divided by 3 is 4. They don't have, and then I can't simplify this any further. So that will be the ratio of the areas. I'll just write that down right away. 25 to 4. And then to find the perimeters, square root both of those. 5 and 2. Similarity ratio of two similar polygons is given. Find the ratio of their perimeters and the ratio of their areas. So similarity ratio is going to be the same as the perimeter. Always. So I'll say perimeter ratio is 3 to 1. Now, with each of those to find the area, take 3 squared, you get 9. 1 squared is 1. For 18, perimeter ratio is the same as the similarity ratio. So 2 to 5. Area is 2 squared, 4 to 25. Square both of those. Two to 3, so that's going to be the same as the perimeter. Okay, and I'll write that as 2/3 also. And then with the area, I'll do the same thing, write as a fraction. 2 squared is 4, 3 squared is 9. Perimeter, doing the same thing every single time, 7 to 4. Square both of those, you get 49 over 16. Okay, I hope that helped.